Whew, that was close. That's the first time I've ever had that happen. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back for episode 11 of Automating an Empire. So in the last episode, we decided that we were going to start working on this area over here. I've gotten this dug out, but we've got to do a little bit more. I'll explain that in just a minute. I've also created a quite large server room here and battery storage. That's what we're going to use this area over here for, that we were talking about in the last episode. But this episode I need to go get some more uranium because we are running pretty low at the moment. We've got, I had to add 4 more reactors because we just didn't have enough reactors to handle the base. So I added 4 more reactors, closed off this area a little bit better, and started working, or got the server room together. Over here we've got to do a little bit of different stuff. As we were talking about in the last episode, it's still a little shallow at 69 degrees. I believe it was Kiro Gaming actually hit me up in the comments saying that these 2x1 slopes are 30, 60, 90 triangles. So 60 degrees is going to be best for this. So we're going to go ahead and dig out with 60 degrees as well today. We're going to do that while we're going to go get some uranium. So that's what we're going to start with here, is go ahead and set this angle right here to 60 degrees. And that one's done, and all I have to do is drag this down to 60 and unlock the rotor. Now it should be at 60 degrees, and it is not. For some reason that didn't work. I do not know why. I may have cut it off. Actually, I think that did. No, it hasn't moved at all. Why did that not work? I need to figure this out real quick. It says it's 69, rotation out of limits. Oh, okay. Yeah, every now and then you get this problem right here where this will happen. So I need to bring the upper limit to, I'd say, 70. That way it won't be out of limits. And then I can actually reverse it. Let's see, what's the speed here? Velocity's 0. So let's go with -1. And that'll go down to 60 degrees. And then all we have to do is set the upper limit to 60, and it is already digging. So this will be a little off here, but that's fine. We do not worry about, or I'm not worried about that, because this will all be closed up anyway. This will just give us more room for what we've got set, or what I want to set up here. Alright, so 60 should be good for this. I don't mind digging out extras, like I said, because we can just close it off. It doesn't matter if it's a little empty, which is good. Alright, so now that that's done, it's time to start thinking. Let me go check on the batteries here. Our batteries were pretty low and they had to all recharge because we ran out of uranium. But I want to go get some uranium in this beast today, just to go ahead and get plenty of it. So that means we're going to have to actually go find some. It says 23 minutes. What is the battery situation here? Okay, so it's not full, it's not recharged. Problem is we're not getting enough power to it. That means we are oh yeah, we're recharging all those other batteries that we just put in. That's what the problem is there. So this may need to wait a little while. I do have some uranium. I had about 3K per refinery a short bit ago, so we should be good on that. Let's go run downstairs and check real quick. So yeah, I added 4 more large reactors here, which is good because we're going to need them. So we've got 4 there and we've got 8 here, so for a total of 12 large reactors. Hopefully that might be enough to actually do something. We should be transferring power from the batteries we have here to the batteries upstairs and on the ship, so we should be okay on that. Let me go ahead and check into the inventory here. I need to see how much uranium we have left. Okay, we've got about 10 in each reactor. That'll last us a good while. I can go ahead and detach the ship from the base whenever the batteries are recharged enough. We've got uranium on the ship as well, so its reactors will help recharge. Let's see, I need to check my refineries. Okay, so our refineries are done with all the uranium that was there, interestingly enough. I guess what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we should have enough power to go find what we need. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to space real quick and get that done. This is the first time I'll have tested to see if this can even make it to space. So there is a possibility that we don't make it, so let's find out. I did add a lot of extra thrusters. I added a bunch of atmospheric thrusters so we don't move so slowly in the atmosphere, because that was becoming quite annoying. And I did add hydrogen thrust as well, so we should be good to get to space. Oh yeah, we're gonna reach terminal velocity before we get out of the atmosphere, so that means we should be able to maintain it pretty easily. We are definitely high enough thrust to get out. Yep, we made it. There's a small portion where we start slowing down, but we actually start speeding up pretty early, so we're good to go. Adding that hydrogen thrust was a good idea. And we also have parachutes for landing, so it doesn't matter if we overfill and come back. We should be fine. Whew, that was close. That's the first time I've ever had that happen. Especially before I break the gravity well. That's pretty crazy, actually. As soon as I get out of the gravity well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to the nearest, or to the uranium deposit that we've already marked here, after slowing down, of course. Oh, I want to go ahead and add a GPS marker directly above the base here. That way we've got a place that we can jump to come back, so... Okay, I named it base jump, so I'll remember exactly what that means. And that way we can just go straight down once we get here and get to the base. I'm going to go ahead, I've got the uranium chosen, so I'm going to go ahead and jump real quick. Alright. Now I do have some drills on here, that way we can grab any uranium that may be still left in this deposit. This is the same deposit that I came for earlier, but I came here with a smaller ship and I don't know if we finished it all off, so I need to check to see if there's any left. If there isn't any left, then we'll have to go find some more somewhere. There is magnesium, I see that right now. Yes, we have uranium here. Probably not a whole lot, but we've got some, so I'll go ahead and grab that. Okay, so what I've done here, in order to pick up only the uranium here, I have cut off the, on drilling, I've cut off the stone by hitting disable under drill priority, and also cut it off under collect priority as well. So this way we will not pick up stone, we'll just pick up the ore. It's really useful whenever you want to just pick up uranium, like as much as possible, as quickly as possible. It actually picks it up quite quickly. Since we're going to be processing a lot of stone on this, I want to add a sorter and a connector here so I can actually drop out all of the gravel that we make, because that's just wasted space in our inventory. So I went ahead and queued 2 of those up. Hopefully it won't take too long to finish them up. I think I might have all the build and repair cut off in the ship though. Let me check on that, or see what it's up to. Okay, I just had to set the assembler groups up and stuff like that for the build and repair real quick so it'll make what we need. And it is making. Yeah, there we go. Now all I need to do is edit that to get rid of the gravel. Since I don't believe I've covered that in this series, I'll go ahead and cover that real quick. All I'm doing here is going to the control panel for the sorter. Coming down to drain, or not drain all yet, but coming down to the whitelist here. Oh yeah, we can drain all actually. Cut drain all on and come down here and find the gravel and add. Now that we've got the whitelist for gravel, it will kick out all of the gravel into the connector, and then we hit the connector as well. Which one was that? Let me go name the connector so I know which one it is. I'm going to use build vision for that. All I have to do is come down here, middle mouse click on this with control mouse click to open the build vision, and then middle mouse click on name, and then it tells you to open chat, and then you can name it whatever you want. So I'm going to name this one connector gravel and hit enter, and we are done for that one. Then exit out of the menu and come back into the ship. And that tells us which one is connected to the sorter. And then all you have to do is throw up and collect all. You don't have to do collect all, but I always do just in case. And we should be spitting out all of our gravel. Yes. Now I need to tell build and repair not to pick up gravel, or else we'll just get in an infinite loop here. So to do that, we come down to settings for collecting here. We click on gravel and we disable. And it will not pick up the gravel as we spit it out. There we go. So as we're taking this stone that we're getting and processing it, we're making all that waste gravel basically. So we're just spitting all the gravel out. And this will actually spit out the stuff at the base as well when we get back, so that's good. You need it for your reactor components. So if you need the gravel for whatever reactor components, when you get back to the base, just make sure that you cut that connector off and that, or the sorter off, and everything will work perfectly fine. So much, if anytime that you can, you want to use the connectors to do that though, because they spit out much larger portions as you see. Let's see, we've got one right here that's like 6K. So it's spitting it out as fast as we can make it. For some reason it stopped only picking up stone. I don't know why. When I made the area larger, it just started picking up stone, and I'm not sure why. I think it's just a glitch somewhere. So that's why we're picking up the stone. It shouldn't be, but it is. Alright, a quick reload seems to have maybe fixed that. Actually, no, it's still picking up the stone. I don't know why it's still picking up the stone, but I'll deal with that. Just makes it take longer. Okay, so apparently I'd cut collect on, and that was why it was picking up the stone. I have no idea what's up with that, but apparently that makes a difference. Okay, now that I'm done picking up the uranium, it's time to warp back to the house. So we are going to go ahead and find the jump drive, come down here and choose our new GPS location that we set for base jump, and we're going to go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so the parachutes worked. I just put them on I just put them on my bar in a group so I can cut them off and on, because if you don't cut them off after they've completely stopped you, they'll just keep popping. So I went ahead and cut them off. Okay, so we've gotten everything drilled out here while we were gone, so that's really good. And everything's pretty much ready for me to go into creative mode, so I can actually basically do a quick little thing here. Oh, it's almost ready for me to go in creative mode. I still need to dig out the hole for the control room that I want to do up here to where we can see. So let me go ahead and set up one of my auto miners here to do just that. We can get more control with the auto miner, which is why I'm using it instead. Oh wait, let me go ahead and set this up. I'm gonna have to set up the job and stuff like that. So let's go V, and we need to record path and set home, disconnect. I'm being very careful with this one because I want to make sure that the path is 100% correct for this. Okay, so now we can come on over here, find the midpoint here, and that's where we're gonna drill from. All right, so this will be good. I want a pretty good sized room here, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop path recording and set up mining job. I need to go ahead and set sensor field range here. Go up a little bit. I think this may work. I'm gonna have to actually dig a little bit more out, I believe, using the others. But I can do that while I'm doing this because it's not gonna interfere with each other. I think the room should start about right there. So let's go ahead and use that. And now we need to check the width and all of that stuff. We need somewhere close to 75 meters. 70.8, that'll work just fine. And the height needs to be a lot smaller. I think that may work out pretty well. Let's go for one smaller. And look at that. That seems to be about right there. So the depth does not need to be 190 meters, so we're gonna reduce that quite a bit. In fact, it only needs to be about 30 at most, not even. I'd say, yeah, let's go for about 20. That looks right. 22. Okay. So we're gonna let this dig here. This should work out quite nicely. Let's go on and start new job just to see how it's gonna work. Interesting. So that seems to be an issue with Pam not loading incorrectly, oddly enough. So we'll try another one that we know works. This one should work because I believe I already ran a job with it. The way I'm going to test this, I'm going to tell it to go home and see what happens there. We'll have to color that guy to be all picked up. Hopefully that'll work. Alright, so I'm going to tell it to fly to home position just to see what happens. Ooh. That was close. We're having issues here. I don't know why. Let me recompile just to see if that works. And run a reset. There we go. Now let's try that again. I think that was the problem. It just needed a reset. I've seen this happen before. Usually when you copy a ship, this can happen. So that's probably the way to fix it. We'll find out. And one more time, I'm going to fly to home position to see if that worked. I don't know why it does this. I'll try printing off another version of it real quick just to see if that's the issue, if I printed the wrong one or something. So let's go ahead and remember the settings here. I have them written down. No, I don't. Let me write these down. Okay, so before I do this, I had a comment telling me about the option here for build new. If you unclick this, it will not build anything new, so that will allow you to set up your projector. So we're gonna do it that way, and I'll use the original needler here and see if that works. Oh cool, it kept the settings and everything, so we are good to go on that. So all I need to do is add a block here and turn on build new. In fact, we're going to go ahead and set that up on a bar, or on our bar here. So I need the build and repair group 1 here. And let's see. I guess it would be allow build here. Yeah, it's allow build. So allow build on off. And there we go. Let me go grab the correct color for this one. This is going to be the red one. I'll just take those other ones apart. And we will cut off the allow build. Well, actually that shouldn't matter at all right now because we are disconnected. So let me move this forward and go ahead and park it real quick. And also I want to set the color first. We will try this again. Okay, so this is working. I think is what it was, is it was holding old data from before because of the version that I loaded up. It was holding all the old data and not resetting it correctly. So that does happen from time to time. This is the way to fix it. Just rebuilding the ship with a different version was all I needed. That was a problem with me doing something before. That was my issue, not Pam's, because I loaded a newer version. So we'll just delete all of the ones that we have and load new ones in between episodes, and hopefully they'll all work. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set up a new job just like we had it set up before. Alright, this should work. Let's go ahead and start new job, and hopefully we don't crash. Alright, this looks like it's gonna be alright. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to not dump. There we go. And I'm going to probably have to do this real quick so we can not get stuck. Because of the way that it's on an incline here, that could be an issue. I've never tried that before, so that would probably cause problems. Where is it sticking? Right here. Alright, so that'll work, and now I just need to tell these guys to go up a little bit. So we're gonna choose all of these, and we're gonna change the horizontal offset, or vertical offset, sorry, to 0, and hopefully that'll be high enough. I believe so, yes. And we'll back these up a little bit. We'll probably have to drill some of this out by hand, but that's not a big deal. Alright, so I'm going to let that drill out between episodes, and in the next episode we will actually get started on our creative mode building, and that way we can get everything set up. We may even go ahead and bring in a blueprint for the next episode. We're not 100% sure yet. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you haven't already, please think about dropping a like to let me know that you did. Also, if you haven't already, please think about subscribing. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, click one of the 2 videos on your screen now. Thank you. Have a nice day.